Let's budget my paycheck as a 47-year-old corporate girly that would like to retire in 8 years but has no retirement savings. I am also $100,000 in debt. $85,000 of that is student loan debt and $14,000 is in credit card debt that I like to pay off by the end of this year, but I don't know how to do that because I don't make enough money. Y'all, I feel like we have a lot to catch up on. I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I sit down to make these videos, I'm like, there's so much I want to say. And then I'm like, either I forget or I'm like, gosh, I am getting tired of talking and I need to shut up and like close out the video. But I haven't updated you guys on my high yield savings account that I opened. Hold on, I have it open. Let me check. When did I open this? I opened it May 21st of this year, and we haven't talked about that. So we're going to get into that, but I think I'm going to save it for the end because we do need to budget my paycheck. Checking my calendar to make sure that this is kind of like an extra paycheck. I will get paid again November 1st, so I can pay out my rent and stuff like that. But I would like to hold a little bit from this paycheck so that way my next pay period isn't so tight because my rent comes out, stuff like that, and it just feels like by the time my rent comes out, which is like $1,600, that I feel so broke and it's hard for me to scrape by. So I'm going to try to save a little bit from this paycheck. I would like to save half of what I owe for rent, $800, but I don't know if we'll get, eventually maybe we'll get there. We're striving for progress, to do better, not perfection. So I made a little budgeting template since this is an extra paycheck. I was kind of thinking about today, what do I want to do with it? I don't want to splurge and waste it all, but I also don't want to put the entire thing on my credit card, even though that might be the smartest. I feel like I feel like I'm getting a little burnt out and I want to be able to spend a little bit of money on myself. I was supposed to buy a couple of things for like my skincare last pay period, but I never ended up getting around to that. 1, I was lazy. 2, I was like feeling guilty about it because I was spending money on like Ubers and stuff like that since Hurricane Milton. I had to do all of that. So I didn't buy anything, but I think I'm going to do that. And I've been really wanting to get back into working out. I used to love working out. Whenever I do work out, I love doing it. And I get into phases where I go hard and go all out. And then other times I just can't seem to get myself to do it. And I think that has a lot to do with I'm an all or nothing kind of girl. And I think that's also why I don't drink or do anything, because when I do, I have a tendency to go on the slippery slope of becoming an addict because of my all or nothing personality. And I don't know if that's like the correct terminology. I just know that I am a all or nothing girl when it comes to most anything. I will ride or die for some stuff and then drop it the next day and cold turkey, I'm good to go. I don't know why I'm like that. Someone, if you're a psychology major or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, please let me know in the comments like what that has to do with. Is that childhood trauma? I feel like everything leads back to childhood trauma. Anyway, I want to get back to working out, but none of my workout clothes fit me. And so we need to get a couple of things. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to Lululemon or something like that. We'll just go to head up Old Navy, TJ Maxx on the clearance aisle and stuff like that. I'm not going to go and get like a ton of outfits, but I want to set aside some money to do so. I don't know if I'm going to spend it all, but I have a little shopping category in here. So let's get into the budget. As always, I am a salary employee. I make $2,150.59 bi-weekly. I do not have a car payment. I paid off my car last year, but I do have a car, thank goodness. And I get comments all the time between my social media accounts. I don't know if it's here or TikTok to sell my car, but you guys, I do not live in a walkable area. Like, I live on the outskirts of Tampa. I'm talking about kind of country because Tampa's very expensive and I cannot afford to live there. So there's not a bus station by me. It takes me a 30-minute car ride to get to work. So I can only imagine hopping on my bike every day. It would take me so long to get to work and so long to get home after work. I'm not selling my car. My car is paid off. Like, I have thought about selling my car when COVID first happened, but I just can't. Like, my kids have always lived far from me, and I've needed my car to drive to them. And now my daughter lives in St. Pete, which is about 30 minutes from me. So I'm there almost every weekend. I can't hop on my bike and go these places. I can't just hop on a bus. The closest bus stop is not very that close to me. So I will not ever be selling my car, even though it's paid off. Okay, so I hate those comments. They annoy the hell out of me. I'm tired of being like, no, that is not a solution for everyone. Shut up, move on. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked as per usual. I am that girl that says squirrel, and I'm on to the next thing, and I've forgotten where I was. So let's start back over. I'm a salary employee. I take home $2,150.59 after taxes. That's what I'm taking home. I have no car payment. I live in the Tampa area. I'm 42 years old. I'm single. Emma said I have no kids. My kids are grown and do not live at home anymore. And I have one grandchild. I think that takes care of everything that you might want to know about my life right now. Although I have been thinking about doing a get to know me video. Let me know if you guys would like to see that. We can kind of break away from this content and do like a little quick 10, 15 minute, 20 minute video of like all the things. And if you are interested in that, pop some questions down below in the comments that I could answer that your burning desires want to know about me. This is what I'm going to be budgeting for my paycheck. I am going to put $75 on my Truist credit card. As you guys know, I am trying to pay these suckers off. I'm not like going hard on my Truist credit card. I'm going hard on my Citi one. And we are getting close to paying that off. I put $600 last paycheck on my Citi credit card, and I'm going to put another $600 on it. And then I'm also still waiting on my YouTube paycheck, which will come any day now. It usually comes around the 21st through the 25th of the month. So somewhere around there, and we'll put that money on there. I know you guys have been talking about me putting some of the money aside from my YouTube paychecks for taxes, but I've made maybe $600, and I feel like I have enough write-offs that, at least this year, that I can not worry about that too much. And so what is 10% of $600 or 20% of $600? That's not that much money. So I'm not worried about it too much this year, but definitely next year, or I might say one of my next entire YouTube paychecks for tax purposes if I have to end up paying something. But I think I might have enough write-offs. Fingers crossed. As always, I put $240 aside for groceries, $100 aside for gas for the next 2 weeks for both. This is where the fun money comes in. I plan on putting $500 aside for shopping. That's between my skincare stuff that I need and workout clothes that I want to buy, and that way I can get back into the gym. I feel like when you look good, you feel good, and when I look good and feel good, it makes me want to get into the gym more. And I've been wearing some of my workout clothes, but I feel like I'm busting out like a can of biscuits, and I feel like I look like a little hot link sausage about to bust out, and I just can't do it. My gosh, my leg is falling asleep, y'all. Oh my gosh. Eating out, I don't plan on doing much, but I know I'm going to the pumpkin patch with my grandson It's our first pumpkin patch experience, and I'm going to take my daughter and my grandson to brunch tomorrow. My grandson is not even 3 months old, so he's still eating on the Yiddies, but I'm going to take my daughter and myself to brunch, and then we're going to the pumpkin patch. And then I'm putting $50 aside from miscellaneous. I don't really have anything that I need to spend it on, but just in case something pops up, I don't think it'll be anything crazy. All of those expenses total to $1,630, and then that leaves me with $520.59. And I've been putting some of this extra money from my paychecks that I haven't spent just back into my emergency savings that I keep it. I like to keep a little bit of emergency savings in my checking account just in case I actually need it for vet visits. We all know around here, if you've been here for a minute, you know I just spent $1,100 or $1,000 something in the last 6 months on my dog. I have a French bulldog. I love her to death, love her to pieces, but she is expensive when she ends up having to go to the vet, which isn't all that often, but it's usually once or twice a year. So saving a little bit for that. You know what? I just realized oil change. Putting that in here. Need an oil change. I'm going to put $100 for my oil change. Okay, so that brings our total expenses up $1,730 and leaves us with $420.59. I don't think my oil change will cost that much, but I'm a girl. I don't know. So I'm just going to put that money aside. If we don't spend all of that, then that's fine too. Let's get into my high yield savings account, y'all. I am so freaking excited about this. As I said in the beginning of the video, I started this May 21st, 2024. I started it with $4,000. I put $4,000 in there that I just had. I sold my house. I had a house and I sold it. It was a townhouse that I had. And I bought it in 2017 and I sold it 2 years ago, I think now. I had some money left over from that. I started a business that failed. That's a whole nother video. We could talk about that another time if you want to talk about that more. Also, let's see. I just had money left over from closing the business when I moved to Florida. And then I had lost my job for 6 months. So I was using some of that savings to live off of. And then I just had, when I got my job, I had extra money. And I eventually just was like, okay, well, I feel like I have enough that if I take $4,000 out of my checking account and put it into a high yield savings account, then I still have enough money in my checking account for emergency things. So I ended up taking money out of my checking account, the $4,000, and starting this account over here. And I'm so excited. I'm at Basque Bank. I was earning 5% interest, but they just changed it a few months ago. And now it's 4.8%. Oh, 4.85%. So it started with $4,000. And I've just been putting $30 every paycheck I get. I have it automatically done at work. So whenever I get paid, it's this amount goes to my regular checking account. And then this amount goes to my high yield savings account. Once I am able to pay off these credit cards, I plan on putting more over to my high yield savings account to siphon off over here. But for now, I'm putting $30 every pay period. I know it's not much, but in the last, technically June, July, August, September, and now we're almost this is my last October payment. I will have, once this payment processes over, because I just got paid today, I will have $4,425.96 with interest and the amount of money that I put over every paycheck. And I know it's not a lot of money, but heck, it's something. It's something to get started with, you know what I'm saying? Some people are like, you're not putting enough money away. And I'm like, yo, I am literally trying. If I can get my credit cards under control, then I could put more money over here. So that's the plan, to put more money in here once I pay off my credit cards. Anyway, I don't think that there's anything else to talk about. We've budgeted. We've went over my high yield savings account. I think I'm going to end the video here, and I will catch you guys on Sunday when we do a weekly bank account audit. Okay? Love y'all. Hope you enjoy your weekend. See y'all Sunday.